You need to hear this before you give up. There comes a moment in everyone's life when the weight feels unbearable, when the grind feels endless, when every voice around you starts to echo the same thing. Maybe it's not meant for you. That's the moment most people quit. But I'm here to tell you, that's the very moment you're closest to breakthrough. I've been there. The missed shots, the failures, the rejections, they don't define you. What defines you is what you do right after you fall. Quitting is easy. Anyone can walk away when it hurts, but staying, fighting, believing when everything in you screams to stop, that's what creates legends. You think success is about talent. No, it's about resilience. It's about waking up the next day, even when your body aches and your mind tells you to surrender. It's about choosing the hard path over and over again, because you know what's waiting on the other side of pain is worth it. If you're thinking of giving up, pause. Not because it's comfortable, but because your story isn't finished yet. The chapters that test you the most are the ones that turn ordinary people into champions. Failure is just the beginning. Failure is not a signal to stop. It's the universe asking you, how badly do you want it? Every time you fall, you're being given an invitation, not a rejection. The world doesn't hand out victories to those who expect comfort. It hands them to those who rise from the floor again and again. When you miss, when you stumble, that's the first step to mastery. You don't learn standing on a podium. You learn in the silence of defeat, in the quiet moments where nobody's watching, when the room feels heavier because your dream feels further. That's when the real education happens. Failure gives you what success never will: perspective. It strips away illusions, removes the mask of arrogance, and makes you look at yourself honestly. That's where the foundation of greatness begins, not in winning, but in being willing to lose and still continue. The ones who quit at failure never see what was waiting one step beyond it. They treat failure like a full stop, when in reality it's only a comma. It's a pause to recalibrate, to adapt, to prepare for the next attempt. You must redefine what failure means to you. It's not a declaration that you're unworthy. It's an indicator that you're on the edge of growth. If you failed, good. It means you've started. It means you've left the crowd of those who never tried. Most people avoid failure like it's poison, but champions run toward it. They know that each failure sharpens the blade. Each setback is a form of resistance, and resistance builds strength. Think about the times you've failed, really failed. Did it destroy you? No, you're still here, which means failure didn't end you, it shaped you. And if it shaped you once, it can shape you again, into something far stronger than before. Failure humbles the arrogant and strengthens the willing. It teaches patience, it teaches discipline, it removes entitlement and replaces it with hunger. The moment you decide that failure is your teacher, not your enemy, your journey changes. You stop fearing it. You start using it. You start seeing it as a tool, a stepping stone. You will fail again. That's not a threat, it's a promise. But the difference will be how you respond next time. Will you collapse and complain? Or will you rise and adjust? Every missed shot, every lost opportunity, every door that closed in your face. They were not there to end your story. They were there to write its first chapters. Failure is just the beginning of your real story. The one that isn't polished, the one that isn't easy, the one that shows what you're made of when the lights go out and the world goes silent. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. Let them say you can't. Because every failure you survive becomes a brick in the wall that protects your destiny. And one day, when you're standing where they said you'd never stand, you'll realize it was the failures, not the victories, that built you. Pain means progress. Pain is the language of transformation. It's the signal that something inside you is being torn down and rebuilt stronger. People run from pain because it's uncomfortable, but comfort is where dreams go to die. The soreness in your muscles, the exhaustion in your bones, the nights you can't sleep because you're working on something bigger than yourself. Those are signs you're moving forward. Progress doesn't whisper, it hurts. You can't build resilience without pain. You can't build courage in a soft room. You can't build dominance in a comfort zone. Pain is the tax life collects for the privilege of growth. When it hurts, don't pull away. Lean in. Pain means the old version of you is breaking. It's tearing at the edges because the stronger version is pushing to emerge. The people who avoid pain live in cycles. They chase quick pleasures, avoid effort, and stay the same year after year. The ones who embrace it, those are the ones who rise. Pain isn't punishment. It's proof you're alive, proof you're moving, proof you're refusing to settle for mediocrity. Think about the times pain broke you and how it built you afterward, the heartbreak that made you stronger, the loss that made you sharper, the failure that made you relentless. Pain is the price of transformation. Every scar you carry is not a weakness, it's a receipt for lessons learned, battles fought, and limits broken. If you're in pain right now, you're not being punished, you're being prepared. Every ache is conditioning your mind to endure what others can't. Pain separates the talkers from the doers. Anybody can dream, anybody can post quotes, but very few will sit in discomfort and keep moving anyway. Learn to respect pain because it's honest. It doesn't lie. It doesn't pretend. It shows you where you are, and it shows you what you must face to get to where you want to go. The more pain you survive, the more unstoppable you become. Because you stop fearing it, you stop negotiating with it, you start walking with it like an old ally. Pain is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be, and no one crosses it without burning. So when it hurts, good, it means you're alive, it means you're in motion. It means you're in the process of becoming something greater than comfort ever promised you. Doubt is normal. Quitting is a choice doubt visits everyone. It doesn't knock on just the weak doors. It knocks on the strong ones too. Doubt whispers when the lights are off, when no one's watching, when your confidence starts to shake. You'll hear it before big decisions. You'll hear it when you fail. You'll hear it even when you're doing everything right. Because doubt isn't a signal that you're unworthy. It's proof that you're human. The ones who succeed don't eliminate doubt. They walk through it. They take a step forward while hearing it scream behind them. They act even when their hands tremble. Quitting, on the other hand, is a decision. It's not a feeling. It's not a thought. It's an act of surrender. And the moment you quit, you tell doubt you were right. You can doubt your ability, you can question your timing, you can feel unprepared, but never let that turn into a permanent stop. Doubt is part of the journey. Quitting is the only thing that ends it. Everyone you admire has doubted themselves. They've stared in the mirror and thought, maybe I'm not enough. But they kept going. They gave themselves one more chance. Doubt is like a storm. It comes, it shakes you, it makes you think the sky is falling. But eventually it passes. What stays is what you did while it raged. When doubt comes, treat it like background noise. Acknowledge it, but don't let it control your decisions. Let your actions speak louder than your uncertainty. Quitting feels easier in the moment. It gives you the illusion of relief, but that relief turns into regret, and regret is heavier than any doubt you'll ever carry. If you want to separate yourself from the crowd, stop waiting for doubt to disappear. It won't. Walk anyway, act anyway, build anyway. The more you move in doubt, the more confidence you build, because confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after you act despite fear. There's no shame in feeling unsure. There's shame in stopping because of it. There's shame in letting a temporary cloud block your entire horizon. Doubt will question you at every level. It questioned you at the bottom, and it will question you at the top. Your job isn't to erase it. Your job is to become immune to it. The real champions, they don't ask, "What if I fail?" They ask, "What if I stop now and miss everything I was meant to become?" Doubt is normal. Quitting is a choice, and only one of them defines your future. Vision over feelings. Feelings are powerful, but they're unreliable. They shift with the weather, they change with the mood, they're influenced by the smallest events. Vision, on the other hand, is the anchor. Your feelings will tell you to stay in bed. Your vision will tell you to rise. Your feelings will whisper, "It's too hard." Your vision will remind you why you started. People who build legacies are not slaves to their feelings. They are servants to their purpose. They do what needs to be done whether they feel like it or not. There will be days you feel empty. Days where motivation doesn't answer your call. Days when everything in you screams to stop. That's when vision steps in. Vision is the ability to see beyond the fog, to know that what you want is real even when it feels far. It's the promise that the pain you feel today will turn into pride tomorrow. If you let feelings lead, you'll quit every time the journey hurts. But if you let vision lead, you'll endure storms without losing direction. Feelings are meant to be felt, not followed. Let them pass through you, but never let them decide your future. Your vision is your compass. It doesn't promise an easy route, it promises the right one, and that's what separates the fulfilled from the frustrated. Train yourself to remember your why when your feelings try to erase it. Because purpose will always outlast emotion. The world belongs to those who work when they're tired, who push when they're drained, who move when the mood says stop. Your vision is the lighthouse in the storm. If you keep your eyes on it, you won't drown in your feelings. Every great achievement was born from someone who ignored their feelings for a season and fed their vision instead. Feelings are passengers, vision is the driver. Decide who holds the wheel. When your emotions calm down, your vision will still be there waiting for you to honor it. Build your life on something stable. Build it on vision, not moods. Consistency beats motivation. Motivation is a spark. Consistency is the fire. Motivation gets you started. Consistency keeps you going when the excitement fades. Everyone is motivated at the beginning, the first week of the gym, the first chapter of the plan, the first step toward the dream, but when the noise fades, only discipline remains. Consistency is boring to most people, and that's why they never get far. They want fireworks, but the real growth comes in silence, in routine, in repetition. You don't need to feel inspired to do what matters. You just need to do it. The repetition will create results, and those results will reignite your motivation. The secret isn't working hard once. It's working hard always. Not when it's convenient, not when it's easy, but when it's hard, when it's cold, when it's lonely. Consistency is the great equalizer. Talent fades without it. Luck dies without it. Hype disappears without it. Every master you admire became great because they showed up long after the excitement disappeared. The days you want to skip are the days that matter the most, because that's when you're building something deeper than progress. You're building character. Motivation is emotional, consistency is commitment, and commitment is what builds empires. Don't chase the feeling of being motivated, chase the habit of being consistent. You may not see the reward today, but consistency is always compounding in the background. Always stacking, always moving, always preparing the breakthrough. Consistency is proof of belief. If you truly believe in your future, you'll show up for it daily. The ones who fail are not always the least talented. They are the least consistent. Your dreams don't need your hype. They need your routine. Stay consistent. because the world always bows to the one who refuses to stop showing up. Pressure creates greatness. Pressure is not your enemy, it's your proving ground. It's the weight that forges champions and exposes pretenders. Most people run from pressure because it feels heavy, but that same weight is what sharpens your instincts, your focus, your hunger. When the stakes are high, your true nature surfaces. Pressure reveals whether you've been pretending or preparing, and if you've been preparing, pressure is not a threat, it's an opportunity to rise. The tight moments, the critical hours, the situations where one wrong move feels like the end. Those are the arenas where greatness is born. Not in comfort, not in safety, in pressure. You can't ask for success and then reject the weight that comes with it. You can't want to lead, but refuse the responsibility of being under the spotlight. Pressure is the test that separates dreamers from doers. It asks you, can you still execute when your heart is racing? Can you still think clearly when everything's on the line? The ones who fold under pressure were never ready to carry what they were chasing. The ones who thrive under it, those are the ones who turn moments into legacies. You may not like pressure, but you need it, because it forces you to grow at a pace comfort never will. It forces you to become someone who can handle more than you ever thought you could. When pressure comes, don't panic. Breathe. Slow everything down. Remind yourself, this moment isn't breaking me, it's building me. Pressure builds mental toughness. It creates decision makers. It makes you disciplined with your emotions and precise with your actions. Every time you walk through pressure and deliver, your confidence doubles, because now you know you can survive what others fear. Pressure is proof that something valuable is on the line. Nobody pressures the unimportant. Pressure surrounds those who are on the edge of something meaningful. Stop running from it. Walk into it like it belongs to you. Let it sharpen you, not shatter you. There's no such thing as a pressure. Free path to greatness. If you want a life without weight, you're asking for a life without worth. Pressure is the silent partner of every champion. It travels with them, challenges them, and in the end, makes them unforgettable. So the next time you feel it, smile. It means you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Every champion was once broken. Nobody starts unbreakable. Strength is not inherited. It's built in the shadows of pain, rejection, and defeat. Every champion you've ever seen has a story they rarely tell. A story of nights they almost walked away. Being broken doesn't mean you're finished. It means you're real. It means you've risked something. It means you've tried when others stayed safe. The myth is that champions are born tough. The truth is they were once like you, doubtful, hurting, tired, and questioning if they had what it takes. What separated them was a single decision, to keep moving when their soul screamed to stop. The cracks in you are not a weakness. They're the map of where the light enters. They're the blueprint of your rebuilding. Every scar carries a story, not of defeat, but of survival, of getting up when it didn't make sense. Being broken is the soil where resilience grows. You cannot become great without first being shattered, because only then do you learn what you're really made of. Most people try to hide their brokenness. They think it makes them less, but it's the opposite. It's what gives their success meaning. When you've been broken, your victories taste different. They carry weight. They carry memory. They carry the echo of every night you refused to give in. The world won't remember those who never fell. They'll remember those who fell and rose anyway. Stop waiting to feel perfect before you build. Build while you're broken. Build while it hurts. Build while the pieces are still shaking. Your brokenness is not your end, it's your introduction. It's the chapter that shows you what you're capable of when the world gives you every reason to quit. Every champion you respect carries invisible scars. They're proof that they fought battles no one saw and kept going when no one clapped. You don't need to be whole to start. You need to start to become whole. So wear your cracks with pride. Because one day, they'll be the reason someone else doesn't give up. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. The darkest nights always come before the sunrise. The hardest moments always happen right before the shift. The tragedy is that most people quit right at the edge of breakthrough. You don't always see how close you are, because progress is often silent. Growth is often invisible until it's undeniable. You think nothing's moving, but the ground is shifting beneath you. You think the door is locked, but the key is already in your hand. You just need one more turn. Every great moment of success comes after a season of struggle that feels endless. That's the law. That's the pattern. Your breakthrough doesn't come when it's easy. It comes when you've proven you can carry what's coming next. The enemy of your breakthrough is impatience. You start to think the struggle is permanent, when in reality, it's the test before the floodgate opens. So many people walk away one day too soon, one call too soon, one effort too soon, and they spend the rest of their life wondering what if. You can't measure the distance left by how you feel. You measure it by how far you've already come. If you're in the storm right now, it's not a sign you should quit, it's a sign you're close. Because storms get strongest right before they break. Keep moving, keep showing up, keep swinging even when your arms are heavy. Your breakthrough is rarely loud at first. It starts as a whisper, a new opportunity, a phone call, a small win. Then it unfolds, but you'll never hear that whisper if you stop in the noise of frustration. Breakthrough is a reward for endurance, not comfort. It may feel far, but if you quit now, you'll confirm the lie that it wasn't coming. Hold on one more day, one more step, one more effort. Because you might be standing at the very edge of the moment that changes everything. You've heard it all now. The failures, the pain, the doubt, the pressure. These aren't signs that you should stop. They are the signs that you are alive, moving, building something that matters. Every bruise you carry, every sleepless night, every voice that told you to quit. They were not obstacles, they were the training ground for what's coming. You are not behind, you are in process, you are not weak. You are being made strong. The fact that you're still here, still breathing, still searching for a reason to keep going, that's proof enough that you're built for this. People will not remember you for the days you felt strong. They will remember you for the days you refused to stay down. They will remember the comeback, the decision to rise when nobody expected it, the grit that kept moving when the path had no light. This is the moment where most give up. This is the point where dreams die quietly, where greatness is left unclaimed. Don't be most people, be the one who stays. Be the one who fights one more round, runs one more mile, shows up one more day. You don't need a perfect plan, you need persistence. You don't need applause. You need belief, and you don't need the world to understand you. You need to understand that quitting will never bring the life you want closer. This is your wake-up call, not to avoid the struggle, but to embrace it. Not to wait for easy, but to work through hard. Because what you want is waiting on the other side of this pain, this doubt, this very moment. So when your hands shake and your mind screams and your heart questions everything, remember this: legends were made in moments just like this. You may not feel ready, but you are ready enough to begin again. You may not feel strong, but you are stronger than you think, and your breakthrough, it isn't far. It's waiting for your next step. Do not give up now. Because the world hasn't seen your full story yet, stand up one more time for yourself, for the future that still belongs to you.